from the Science of Mind magazine, the daily guides for the 4th of April in this year of grace 2025. If I look hot and sweaty, more about that in a minute. Today's reading is called Restoring Balance. The first quote is by Wendell Berry. He is an American, novelist, essayist, poet, and environmentalist. And he's 90 years old. He'll actually be 95 this year. And his wife has survived with him. So he's somebody who's in the process of restoring balance. He says, healing the land and the people are the same process. Healing the land and the people are the same process. And Ernest Holmes says, we must not be discouraged when things look hard for us, but always remember that the consciousness of good is greater than the consciousness of evil. And that's from the Science of Mind textbook on page 408. It's called the textbook because Centers for Spiritual Living, therefore Science of Mind in general, religious science, use this as the basic book from which they get most of their ideas. Ideas from all over the place, but the central ones come from this thing we call the textbook. The actual name of the book is The Science of Mind. And it was this edition that it's quoted from is from the 1930s. And this is Reverend David Goldberg. Today's environmental challenges, from deforestation to habitat destruction to melting ice caps and glaciers, call us to act boldly. Public-private coalitions like those involved in forest restoration projects are beacons of hope. Organizations like One Tree Planted, Mossy Earth, and the Arbor Day Foundation expand their reach and our own as we look for ways to exponentially expand their impact. Let us contribute to this healing process in any way that we can. More about that in a second. Restoring balance is not a solitary endeavor. It requires partnerships, local and global. The reforestation projects supported by public-private coalitions exemplify what's possible when resources and willpower converge. Trees do more than provide oxygen, although if that is all they did, that would be enough. They also stabilize soil, regulate weather, and house diverse species. By restoring forests, we restore ourselves. Now this is switching to something slightly different, and I'm glad he did. Seek balance in your personal life too. An harmonious inner world enables greater impact. Whether you donate to environmental initiatives or plant native species in your garden, each act of restoration amplifies healing. Well, I am hot and freaking sweaty. Why? Because I've just been out on our patio and planted, I don't know how many, more than 20 plants. A lot of them are plants that attract bees and pollen-bearing insects, bees, butterflies, all sorts of stuff. And also stuff that helps us with our cooking. I planted some herbs out there. And I planted some, what else did I plant out there? Some small tomato plant, tomato if you prefer, and also some bell peppers and lots of color. So I just dug in, used a whole huge bag of one of those huge bags of potting soil and got stuck in, put it in the pots. I've watered it, but I know tomorrow it's going to rain a lot. So I wanted to do it before it actually rained. And then I'm going to plant some roses and some other stuff. Probably on Monday. I don't know. We'll see what goes on. So, hey, David Goldberg, I'm doing my bit. I am doing my bit to plant stuff that is fairly native, is pretty hardy. And I'm looking at the hardiness factors when I get it, because most of the year here is summer, but we do get those idiotic times when the temperature really plunges for a few days and then goes away again. So the plants that I bought if they're perennials, they're going to survive that weather. So anyway, that's me preaching for today. This morning, if you missed it, I did read from Murphy, the Human Whisperer, and I've got the book actually, and I might read some more from there. And I've seen a couple of articles in the Science of Mind magazine beyond the daily readings that are not too long. They're not huge articles, and I can actually have a go at doing those as well. So, and guess what? What I might do with some of the other ones is use AI to actually shrink them down because 6 pages and having to go through it, I don't have the time to do it, but I can copy it into AI and it will do it for me. So there you are. Reverend Lisa, she'll be back tomorrow at 9:15. I will be back tomorrow, hopefully around 5 o'clock. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. I am going to get changed. I need to get some decent clothing on, wash this sweat away, and I've already cleaned my hands, but I need to wash all this sweat away and get all the grease off and all the rest of it. So anyway, my view on this whole subject is whatever you're doing or not doing right now, the thing that you do is to accept yourself right as you are. You don't beat yourself up. You don't say, oh my God. No, you just simply say, hey, what can I do in the future, even if it's small, to help what David Goldberg is talking about? And if he gets too preachy, I'm going to bring some other stuff in as well. So there you are. Okay. So until next time, namaste.